Welcome back, everyone. We're under a week away from release and there hasn't really been any new updates recently, so today I thought it would be fun to finally tally up and share the results of the vote I had started about a month ago. For those that didn't see it or don't remember, I basically asked the community to pick characters that they would like to see appear playable in the game in future DLC, and it can be any character as long as they have not already been announced playable. For example, Vision has only been shown as an NPC, so he's fair game. However, I do count the Fantastic Four as basically confirmed playable through DLC, so they will not appear in this list. I had nearly 150 characters that were voted for, and I counted votes through the comments of each of my videos from the beginning. So if you had any posts saying something like, "I wish blank character was available," I went ahead and counted that too. So basically, there were a lot of votes. I originally thought I would do a top 10, but I think top 15 is more fun. So let's go ahead and get started with the number 15 slot. At number 15, we have Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones has so far only been revealed as an NPC through demos during E3. In that demo, she helps us get into the Shadowland map to help out the rest of the Defenders. Jessica is the only Netflix Defenders member to not be playable, so her absence is noticed. Although, I imagine this is due to her power set being tough to show off in the explosive way Team Ninja have been implementing for the other characters. However, I can't help but wish I could run a full Defenders team in this game. At number 14, we have Ant-Man. Ant-Man is in the same boat as Jessica Jones since he has only been revealed as an NPC on the Avengers Tower level. We've seen him on the end of Hawkeye's arrow, and then later as Giant Man boxing Ultimo. It's great to see him in such a stylish way, but it's tough not to miss him, especially when Wasp has been confirmed playable. Like with most of these characters, there's always hope for a last-minute reveal at Comic-Con or secret characters within the game, but for now, we'll just have to imagine what it's like to stomp Hydra minions as Giant Man. Number 13 is Black Bolt. We know Black Bolt will show up in some capacity at the Attilan level based on his dialogue box we see during gameplay. However, that's about all we know so far. There is a shot of Crystal talking to someone during a cutscene, which would most likely be Black Bolt as well, so I don't think we'll see him in the base roster, but the lack of playable Inhuman characters in the game could lead to an Inhumans DLC pack down the line. Ever since Ultimate Alliance 1, I've wanted to see Black Bolt hop out of the throne and whisper explosive sweet nothings into bad guys' ears, so let's hope that is in our future. On to number 12, we have Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom was the main villain in Ultimate Alliance 1 and was also a DLC character for that game. He was absent in the second game, but since the third game won't be tied to any previous continuity, Doom is free to show up whenever Team Ninja pleases. As of right now, there are no hints at Doom being in the base game as either a villain or NPC, but there is that Fantastic Four DLC pack coming next year. With any luck, we'll get more than the main four and maybe Doom could pop up there. Number 11 is Quicksilver. Like Dr. Doom, Quicksilver has not been shown in Ultimate Alliance 3 at all so far. As far as I can remember, we haven't really seen him in previous Ultimate Alliance games either. However, Quicksilver could be a really cool inclusion to the game due to his unique speed powers, and I think Team Ninja could really have fun making that come to life. I also would love to see any unique dialogue between Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, and Magneto. Quicksilver is more popular nowadays due to his appearance in Avengers and X-Men movies, so I don't think it's unlikely we could see him in DLC. Okay, top 10 time. To start us off, we have Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer is a cosmic powerhouse that no doubt Team Ninja could do some really rad things with. He also was a secret unlockable character in the first game, and pretty difficult to get, unless you use cheat codes like most of us did. So far, there is no sign of him or Galactus in the third game, but he is often associated with the Fantastic Four, so I'd say it's a possibility he could be included in that pack. Any DLC that includes Silver Surfer would be a must-buy for me, and it would feel like a missed opportunity to not see Silver Surfer in a Team Ninja Ultimate Alliance game. I hope that one day we'll get to see the Power Cosmic return in the third Ultimate Alliance game. Moving on to number 9 is Emma Frost. Emma Frost has also been absent from prior games, and we haven't seen her playable since the X-Men Legends days. But with the X-Men starting to return to gaming after being put on pause for so long, characters like Emma Frost have a stronger chance of showing up. We have the X-Men DLC pack already announced for this game, and honestly, if there are future DLC packs beyond the 3 announced, I wouldn't be surprised to see a second X-Men DLC to fill in more gaps, unless there is a new X-Men Legends game in the works. X-Men are highly marketable, and fans have been clamoring to see more of them, including Emma Frost, who has been very highly requested from the beginning. Team Ninja could do some cool things with her telepathic powers as well as implement her diamond form into things like blocking and maybe ricochet synergies like we've seen on Cap's shield. Either way, this would be a great time to debut Emma Frost into Ultimate Alliance. At number 8, we have another highly requested female X-Man, Rogue. Rogue has also been absent since X-Men Legends with no sign of appearing yet in Ultimate Alliance 3. But like I said, an X-Men DLC is coming this year, and Rogue could be a contender. Rogue's power is that she can steal powers of other characters by touching them, which could lead to some really cool synergies like using powers of other characters on your team, or possibly bosses. That might not be easy to implement, but it no doubt would be really cool to see in Ultimate Alliance. Given Rogue's popularity amongst fans, it's not unlikely to see her appear down the road. Number 7 is Blade. Blade was a popular character in the first Ultimate Alliance game, and to me was one of the standout characters within that game. It was disappointing to see him left out of the sequel, and surprising to not have him show up in the third game. However, it has been announced that there will be a Marvel Knights DLC pack coming out. To me, there's no way Blade is not in that pack. I would be totally shocked. We'll have to wait for legitimate confirmation. Until then, it's exciting to think we might get to play as the Daywalker once again. At number 6, we have Punisher, another very highly likely candidate for the Marvel Knights pack. Unlike Blade, Punisher has not been in an Ultimate Alliance game, and I think it's the perfect time to debut him into this franchise. Obviously, he has been very highly requested within the comments, and he is the first character that comes to mind when you mention Marvel Knights. His popularity has been higher recently due to the Jon Bernthal portrayal of the character on Netflix, and if we are talking marketability for a DLC pack, Punisher will get them sold. His moveset would also fit nicely with the explosive abilities Team Ninja seem to gravitate towards, so hopefully he will be officially confirmed soon after the game's release so we can officially get excited. So now we enter the top 5 with Moon Knight, another very likely character within the Marvel Knights pack. Moon Knight was available as a console-exclusive character on Xbox 360 for the first Ultimate Alliance game, or within the base roster of current consoles if you were able to get your hands on the remastered version in time. Moon Knight has been both long requested and long neglected within movies and TV shows as well, so seeing him included in the Ultimate Alliance 3 DLC would be a step in the right direction. MUA was my first introduction to Moon Knight, and I imagine the same for others. Moon Knight is a character you naturally gravitate towards, so this would be a great opportunity for new fans of the series to become familiar with him. If you're curious to learn more about him, I highly recommend you look him up because he's a very interesting character. So hopefully we get to see Moon Knight along with Punisher and Blade announced within the Marvel Knights pack. Taking the 4th spot is Iceman. Iceman has been in pretty much each X-Men Legends game as well as previous Ultimate Alliance games, so it's weird to see him excluded in the base roster for the 3rd game. There was also a rumor based on IMDb that Iceman would be in this game, so you can imagine how this got the hopes up of all Iceman fans, only to knock them down. However, with the X-Men DLC pack approaching, Iceman is still a possibility to show up within this game. Iceman would also have amazing gameplay when put in the hands of Team Ninja, so we can only hope to see his name pop up on the X-Men DLC roster. In 3rd place is Cyclops. So far we've seen Cyclops as an NPC at the X-Mansion level. Not only can you talk to him, but you can also fight alongside him, indicating that attacks are already in development for him, including optic blasts like we see here. To me, this indicates that Cyclops could easily be placed in the X-Men DLC pack, since he already has a completed character model and some attacks. Same goes for Colossus, but spoiler alert, Colossus did not make this list. Sorry, Colossus fans. Both of them have appeared in the first Ultimate Alliance game, so it would be great to see them both return, especially Cyclops since he's the leader of the X-Men. But I would say it's a pretty safe bet to imagine Cyclops and Colossus taking up 2 slots in that X-Men DLC pack. I hope I'm not wrong. In 2nd place, we have Gambit. Gambit has of course been in X-Men Legends, but also in the second Ultimate Alliance game. I would say Gambit is another very likely possibility for the X-Men DLC pack based on his popularity amongst fans, but also his power set. Fighting with the staff and using kinetically charged items would be a blast to see. It's been a tough year for Gambit fans though, with the Channing Tatum Gambit movie appearing to be shelved. It would also be incredibly disappointing to see Remy left out of this game, so let's hope he makes it in through DLC. Also, I hope Rogue and Gambit make it in together, since they are a couple in the comics, and I'd hate to see them split up. But before we show 1st place, I should just quickly reveal some runner-ups to the list. So in the number 20 spot was Carnage. At number 19 was Nova. 18 was Colossus. 17 was Winter Soldier. And barely missing out on the top 15 was War Machine. But now it's time for first place, and this character won the top spot by a pretty significant vote difference. The most highly requested character for DLC within Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is Jean Grey Phoenix. I think a lot of us expected to see this character revealed alongside the Dark Phoenix movie that came out in June, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. After seeing how popular this character is through all these votes, I think it would be a mistake not to include her in future DLC. Plus, Team Ninja could easily do some powerful movesets for Jean, especially when you include the Phoenix Force, which would most definitely be her extreme attack. To me, she is the most likely character to be in DLC, behind Cyclops and Colossus. But if there are only 4 characters per DLC pack, you can see how quickly spaces fill up and why a second X-Men pack could be beneficial. Right now, we could likely be looking at Cyclops, Colossus, then maybe Jean and Iceman. But then that leaves out Gambit and a plethora of other X-Men, so we'll have to see how that plays out. But it's not very surprising to see Jean at the top of this list, and I think she'd be a great inclusion. But with the list completed, I'm very anxious to see who gets announced for future DLC packs, and I'm sure you are too. It's incredibly tough to contain my excitement for this game with it being so close to release. Thank you to everyone who participated with the voting. It was really cool to see all the characters people picked. I think I ended up having about 150 different characters that were voted for, which makes it pretty apparent how tough it must be for Team Ninja to try and please everyone with a playable roster. Once the game releases, I'll still cover Ultimate Alliance, so I won't abandon it after release if anyone is concerned about that. However, I will also talk more about Marvel's Avengers as we start to hear more about that game too. Also, when Ultimate Alliance 3 releases, I'd like to try and get people together to play it online, and I'll most likely organize that through our Discord server, so if you'd like to play online with myself and others, I'll have that link in the description below. I'll also do a review for the game in case anyone is on the fence about whether or not to get it. I can't wait to play this game and hear what everyone thinks about it, but until then, I'll see you in the next video.